Hello and welcome back to LFC News. In today's video, we've just got a quick one ahead of tonight's game against Spurs. Not too long until kickoff now, but it's a quick one because Arne Slot has come out and basically handed Liverpool a massive transfer blow going into the January transfer window, which is just less than 2 weeks away now. It's not looking good from the latest from Arne Slot. Obviously, there's some huge gaps in our squad that need addressing, and from what Arne Slot has said, that might not happen. But we will talk about that today before tonight's game, while also going over all the latest Liverpool news from the last 24 hours. But if you could do me a big favour and like the video and subscribe to the channel, we try and post every single day the latest Liverpool news. So make sure you join our fast growing community and get involved down in the comment section below. So let's quickly, quick bit of team news ahead of tonight's game. I know this is a bit late, but it's always good to go over. So Conor Bradley and Jeremy Frimpong are both available for tonight's game. Dominic Szoboszlai is a doubt, and then obviously we know these guys are out. So Mo Salah at AFCON, Joe Gomez injured, Gakpo injured, Wataru Endo injured, which is really unfortunate. With the lack of depth that we've got at the minute in the squad, it would be good to see Endo get some game time. And then we got the long-term injuries here. Stefan Bajcetic, who's not going to get into the team anyway. Jayden Danns again, but it'd be good to see him get out on loan. He's obviously recovering well from what we heard last about Jayden Danns. And Giovanni Leone, which is just really unfortunate because he did look very promising in the short amount of time he did have in the squad. So the good news is Bradley and Frimpong are back in the squad, which is brilliant news, really. We haven't really been playing with a proper right back for some time now. Obviously, Joe Gomez filled in, did a great job. Dominic Szoboszlai filled in, did a great job. Both unavailable for this game. So it says here, as for Szoboszlai, he trained on Thursday after the ankle injury last time out, but had to prove his fitness on Friday to be in contention to start. So it's looking like Szoboszlai won't start. Whether he plays or not is a potentially different story. But it's looking like we're going to be struggling for a solid side going into the Spurs game. But it's still a game we should be winning. I just really hope we don't make it too difficult. We will now go into our main story because this is a big one. And it's really worrying going into the transfer window. So Arne Slot has basically said that we might not be signing a new centre-back in January. And obviously the centre-back position is a position we are lacking severe depth in. Joe Gomez is injured. Giovanni Leone's injured. Wataru Endo's injured. And then we've got Konate, who's been on poor form. Van Dijk, who's been on poor form. It's really not looking good for Liverpool's back line. And then obviously Liverpool were linked with Mark Guehi, who is pictured here. It was always understood that Guehi would be the player Liverpool signed, potentially on a free or on a permanent deal in January. However, that does not look like it's going to be happening. He's a favourite to join Manchester City last time I checked. And I know Bayern Munich are also heavily linked with the Crystal Palace centre-back. So as it says here, with Giovanni Leone and Joe Gomez sidelined, Liverpool only have two senior centre-backs available, Van Dijk and Konate. And what's really worrying about this is Konate has had his fair share of injury troubles. He's been very fortunate this season, but his form has been appalling. So really, is it any different to him actually getting injured? But yeah, Slot was asked if Joe Gomez's injury could impact Liverpool's transfer window plans. And this is where he basically revealed that yes, it's probably not going to impact Liverpool's transfer plans. We'll have a read of this quickly. First of all, for himself, but the injury of Giovanni Leone is, of course, it has quite a lot of impact, the head coach said. If you have 4 centre-backs for the season, 2 right, 2 left-backs, with Wata and Ryan Gravenberch who can help you out. But then you have an ACL injury. This is not helpful. It is tough, and unfortunately, Joe is now out the squad again tomorrow. In a season, these moments for most teams happen. Some teams have so many options, but most other teams do not. This is our way of working at Liverpool, which I don't really like, because we had plenty of time to go out and get Guehi. We decided to leave it to the last minute, and that really was the downfall. Had we just got the business done earlier, we would have a senior centre-back right now. So really, I think it was poor planning in the summer transfer window. And we've really seen that, to be fair, with how the season is going so far. So as it says here, Mark Guehi has been most heavily linked centre-back candidate, but having almost bought him this summer, Liverpool now facing competition from the likes of Man City and Bayern Munich, with the contract expiring at the end of the season. So yeah, we, as it says here, we agreed the £35 million deal, but Oliver Glasner did not want him to leave. Actually posted an ultimatum and basically saying, look, if you sell Mark Guehi, I will leave. So obviously Crystal Palace did, in their view, the correct thing. And if I was a Crystal Palace fan, I'd be like, yeah, this is the right thing to do. We should not be selling Mark Guehi. But as a Liverpool fan, this is it just makes things difficult, because now we don't have a senior centre back. Well, we've got two senior centre backs. We don't have a senior centre back as a backup. So we're really treading on thin ice, and I really worry that if tonight's a really physical game against Spurs, then this could be it for our season. Really, one more big injury to a centre back, and that could be it. Despite the Reds having settled on a fee in August, Slot has now said the outside world wants to believe that we have unlimited money, but that is not true. You insiders know, and you are the only ones, because the outside world only talks about our spending, what we have brought in money-wise to spend. That's the way we work over here. You have to accept that in certain games during a season, you are short of a fullback. But we're still able to win. I fully believe in that way of working, by the way. So it seems Arne Slot has confidence in it, which is, it's good he's confident, but at the end of the day, we don't have any backup centre-backs. And like I said, if tonight's an overly physical game against Spurs, which it very much could be, then we're going to be in big trouble. It says here about Daya Upamecano, but I know it's just a rumour. That's the thing. Nothing's ever concrete. And do I really think Upamecano is the right man to solidify our back line? I really don't know. I trust Guehi more. I always worry when we bring in players from the Bundesliga, because it can go one or two ways. You can get an Ekitike, or you can get a Timo Werner. And it's a really big gamble. But let me know your thoughts on this news in the comment section below. Drop some score predictions as well, and I will see you in the next video.